I want to just show you a couple of things in the R-Link application that you'll be able to use. First of all, there's your mic. You can unmute it and then speak to everybody else. There's your camera, which you can have on or off. Speaker, which will either mute the sound or keep it going. Best to have that on. But one of the most important things in this top panel here is this item, because here you can choose this bottom option and you can see it opens a bar down here. If we have some text going on here, you can see it's being reproduced down here. Now, the great thing about this is if you're not English speaking, you can select a different language. Maybe Hindi, and you'll see that this text down here will change to Hindi. Okay? Maybe you are speaking Spanish or French or something, maybe even Chinese or Japanese, but Spanish is a very common language. You can select that, and of course it will then start processing all this in Spanish. So it's a very useful feature for you if English isn't your first language. Up here, you can click on chat and you can enter messages in that will be seen by everybody. And that pretty much is all you need to know. But it is very useful for you, particularly this language translation. Okay, God bless. How do we end this then? Hi everybody, we just played that little thing so that you know how you can translate what I say into something that's understandable for you. If you don't like my accent or you don't speak English very well, you can do that in the app here. You can't do it if we're streaming it to Facebook or YouTube. You've got to put up with whatever it is, okay? But it's a very useful feature, and if you are struggling with English, I suggest you get into R-Link and use that feature. Right, well, welcome to you. We'll be starting in a moment with a little prayer and an affirmation. The prayer's there to help us find true happiness in life, and the affirmation is there to help us get rid of any prejudices we have, because we're a non-separatist organization. That means we don't separate people into groups based on what they look like, where they come from, what the gender is, or anything else. We just see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together, all individually unique, all having something unique to offer. All, therefore, of equal value and all equally loved. So that's one of the great things about our community. We're actually a cloud nation, an emerging nation, been around, I think, 5 years, around about now, actually, was the end of March 5 years ago when we first started. Might have been the 29th, but anyway, we're very close to 5 years. We've been putting in solid foundations, and they got a little bit disrupted recently. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. We are now in a position where we will be continuing to expand our treasury, our income, and that will help improve the liquidity and value of our currency, benefiting all our citizens, because all our citizens hold our currency. We give it to them free every month. Right, what else have we got? I think that's covered mainly the introduction, so welcome to you. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the recording. A lot of people watch the recording. 7 p.m. London time isn't ideal for everybody, but we do have a few people in here now. Let me put my specs on so we can see who we've got. And we've got Lewis in from Portugal, Lisbon in Portugal. We've got Eric in from Gatineau in Quebec, Canada. Ramachandra from Watford in England. Carl from New Zealand. Norman from Doncaster, England. Toby in, sorry, I'm very late. We'll catch up on YouTube. No, you're not late, Toby. You're only a few minutes in and we've not really started yet. Forgotten where Toby's from. I should know. And we've got Werner in from South Africa. We've got Bozina in from Edinburgh in Scotland. Don from Vancouver Island in Canada. Here we go. Toby is in from Nigeria. And he thought it was an hour later than it is. In fact, our clocks change this weekend coming up. So we'll be back on a 5-hour time difference with the States, or most of the States, and it'll be an hour change with a lot of other places. We've got Orin in from Monrovia in Liberia, Ron from Amsterdam in Holland, Mary from Chicago, USA, and no one can log in with and other programs. Yeah, no, they can't. I'll talk about that in a moment. We got Peter in from Toronto, Canada, Maureen from London in England, and I think that covers everybody. But we got Bozina in as well from Slovenia, and we got Peter just come in from Nigeria, I think, or Cameroon. I don't know. It's been a long day. Okay, let's get started with that little prayer and affirmation, and then I'll bring you up to date with where we are. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they may find the joy of service, and through service, attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. Our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. And Peter is from Cameroon. Yeah, I thought he was when I'd said Nigeria, so thank you, Peter. Right. Okay. Carrying on from yesterday, yesterday we had that problem. What happened was the place where all our servers were located, a big organization with lots of servers, but they had a breach of security. I don't exactly know what it was, but several of their servers, in fact, it was into double figures, were compromised and still are. Unfortunately, two of the servers affected us, because one had our backups on it and one had our main site on it. So we don't have backups, and we didn't have the main site. We didn't have any information for any of it. We were anyway in the process of moving from the organization that had been looking after our servers and everything for many years, more years than the 5 years we've been in We Share Abundance. But the service we've been getting has been going downhill, and I've warned him several times, and it got to the point where I said, okay, we're going to have to make the move. And we've been talking about it for a while and been discussed. And So we were actually in the process of moving our servers, but unfortunately the old servers went down, so we didn't have the information to move. So we were up the creek without a paddle, is the expression in England. We didn't have any websites. Multiply Weether was on another server that we have, and that one hadn't been affected. So we have access to Multiply Weether, although you won't be able to get there now. The biggest problem really was the We Share Abundance website. It affected a lot more websites than that. And a lot of those other websites were sites that have been income producing sites for me, which has all been flowing into We Share Abundance to cover our costs. So it, on a greater scale, the damage is more than just the site being down for a while. We are now in the process of getting the site ready, and we've found a lot of information that we were able to bring up and put in, and we're cross-referencing it and checking everything, and we're getting as close as we can to the correct accounts for everybody. What I said to the team was, you know, well, we've just got to live with it. We've got to do what we can. We've got to expect the worst, which is we won't get any backup information. We still don't know whether we can get that yet. They've been messing around with it all day. We haven't got anything from them so far. Whether we ever will, I don't know. So we said we have to expect the worst and hope for the best. So hopefully we will get that information, which will be great. But we've been working all day on putting things in place as much as we can. Now, we can't let you into the back office yet because we are still cross-referencing things and trying to get things as close as they were to the time when everything went down. And it's going to take us another day. The members area is there now. The front end of the website has one page, but I will be working on that. But we can't allow people to register. I mean, we could do it, but once again, until we've got as close as we can to where we should have been anyway, we don't want more people coming in, and we don't want you coming in and changing things, withdrawing money, putting, you know, or whatever. So we are hoping that we'll be all sorted out by this time tomorrow. Can I promise that? No. But it does offend me a little bit when I get people saying, oh, what's happened? Is this another scam? You know, we've been here for 5 years. We've been called scams. We've been threatened. We've been abused. And all we're trying to do is help people. And I know that some of the decisions I've made in the past haven't provided people with what they expected. But we have owned our mistakes, and we've got on the path to putting them all right. And we will continue to do that. This is just a little hiccup in the road, that's all. We're going to be here for generations. We're going to make everything good for everybody, and just be patient and have a bit of faith, eh? Because that's what we're here for. We're here to help people. We're here to make things right for everybody, and so just hang in there. Within a few days, you will have access again, and there may be a time where we're going to need you to bring us up to date. Now, we haven't been referring an awful lot of people, so those people that have been referring people, you want to check on your emails and keep them all, because you get an email every time you've referred somebody. Because when we do let you back in, we're going to want you to check that all your downline is there. And if there's somebody missing, then we need a support ticket, and we'll have a look at it, and we'll get it all sorted out. So there will be a lot of, well, not necessarily a lot, but some people will be affected by that. As I say, it won't be an awful lot, because not a lot of people have been referring anybody, but we will be wanting to make sure that everybody has things as near to exact as we can get them. I can't promise it'll all be perfectly right, but we will get it as close as we can, and we will do our best to make sure that nobody loses out in any way, shape or form, because that's what we always do. If we have to go and lean the other way, where it costs us money to make everybody a little bit, make sure that nobody loses, then that's what we'll do. We will be working on it all day tomorrow, definitely. Whether we can allow you in by tomorrow, I've no idea. We'll have to see how we go. Okay.
Graham. Graham, it's Norman.
Hello, Norman. What are you saying? Sorry, I'll turn my speaker up because I have it turned down.
Right. I wonder if I might just make a comment.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned, there is no blame at all attached to you. You've always been exemplary in the way that you've looked after all our interests over the years. But I can't believe how a professional company would store the backup information alongside the originals. That to me just seems balmy. It's like hanging your spare keys for your car up on the same nail as the...
Well, it wasn't on the same server. We had a number of servers, but they were with the same company, if you like, and they had a number of servers that were affected. They weren't all ours, but two of them were ours, and one of them had the live site on, and one of them had the backups on. And normally, when one site goes down, we switch to the other. But it was just something that was. It's pretty much really, really long odds. I don't know, 1 in a million or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what the problem was, what the security breach was, what happened. But I know they had a number of servers, and it's affected quite a number of organizations and people throughout the world. It's not just us, but it's just a little bit unfortunate that two of the servers were one that had our live side on and one that had the backup. And whether it's right or wrong, whether it's something that should have been done better, it really doesn't make any difference at this point. we have to live with what we've got, and we will get it as close as we can. And there is maybe an outside chance that we will get the backup anyway, if they can.
But Graham, you've got a habit
if they
of
can
doing
get
this,
those
and this
discs.
is just a lame excuse. You've been promoting Ponzi schemes and scams for many years, and now you're sitting here with a hard luck story, telling us another failed Ponzi scheme. You're just a scammer.
Well, if that's what you think,
No,
don't
that's what I
waste
think,
your
and I'm
time
correct.
here.
I'm correct in my thinking. Don't start gaslighting me or kick me out of here. You do this for a living. How much commission have you made from this scam? Tell us. Be transparent.
I'll tell you how much commission I've made in the 5 years we've been here. Zero.
Oh, rubbish. What about
Everything that
VYB?
I have made has
What
gone into
about
We Share
VYB,
Abundance. I
Graham?
started We Share
What about,
Abundance
don't
with
overtalk
owning
me.
2
Be respectful
houses
for people
and
that
2
trusted you.
cars.
Be
I have
respectful
a
for
rented
people who trusted you. You're
accommodation.
just going to gaslight me because that's all you know what to do. Be respectful for people who you've given investment advice for. VYB, why are you promoting that shit?
Why am
You're
I
trying to kick me out.
promoting what?
Freddie, if you haven't anything positive to say, why don't
Well,
you
how
go
can you
away?
say something positive about this shit he's got everyone into?
Freddie, you're just a nuisance at the moment.
Oh, look, I'm a nuisance because you can't answer my questions.
You're
What
a
type of
nuisance.
individual are you? You do this for a living. All you do is promote crap. People lose money, and you keep doing
You're
it.
wrong,
And now you sit here with
and
a
I'm
hard
kicking
luck
you out,
story
and I'm
telling us
sorry.
that some
Goodbye.
idiot once again has had their servers.
Okay, Freddie and everybody else are welcome to their opinion, but it's not to be shared here. They can come to me and they can tell me whatever they think, I'll answer any questions that I can. But when somebody just comes and accuses it of all being a scam and me making a living out of this and ruining everybody else, then it's not the right place for it. If that's their opinion, that's fine. They're entitled to it. But this isn't the place for it. And so I've had to remove him from this conversation today. I'm trying to bring people up to date with where we are and what we're doing, and that was just counterproductive. So I apologize, Freddie, but you had to go. Okay. Let me get back to the chat and we'll see if there are any questions in there that I can answer for you.
I can't believe you do this for a living. You're a disgusting individual. And all you can do is cut me off and you can't answer my questions. Are you going to kick me out again? You do this, Graham, you sit here and you're like a praying mantis. You're a victim hunter. You go after people and you steal their money. And then you sit here like an old guy in a singlet telling us, boo-hoo, I'm in the same boat as you. This is what you do for a living. This is just a hardship story. What are you doing this for? How can you sleep at night scamming people? Graham?
Have you finished?
Well, no, I haven't actually. Have you finished? Are you going to stop scamming people for a living? I noticed that you're on the leadership board for VYB, another Ponzi scheme, claiming that if you pay them $25, that you'll be able to make $440.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's get back to the chat and see if we can answer any questions from people that are wanting some information instead of just want to be a nuisance.
What type of information are you going to give them?
Let me get to the chat. We got Sam from Nigeria saying, thank God you're already on the issue. I was surprised with the way the site was behaving today. and distortion on many records as I witnessed today. You wouldn't have been able to get into the site today. The site wasn't available to anybody until late on, and then only the one page that we've got, and that isn't leading anywhere at the moment, but I put that up mainly to get the menu items up so that you could have a link to the support desk. But yeah, we'll get it sorted as soon as we possibly can. Carl Lucas, I was able to log into my account around 4:20. Shareholder wallet balance looked correct, and so did. The only issue was deleting messages.
Are you really going to sit here and pretend you can fix this disaster, Graham? And you're going to sit here like you're one of the people that have lost.
We got Carl in, managed to log in. Yeah. I told them to shut it down because the more people that log in, the more confused it's going to get. We're still working on it and bringing things up to date, but I'm glad that a lot of the information that you had looked correct.
Graham, get a real job. Go and retire. Stop scamming people for a living. You're all over behind MLM. There's a reason for that. Give it up, mate. You know who you are. I know who you are. You've referred 133 people into VYB.
Right, who else have we got? We got Carl. Sir, are our funds in ShareHope Wallet saved? Yeah, there won't be, nobody's going to lose any money from this.
It's Holden McGrory here. How you doing? Are you a Satan worshipper, Graham?
Let me mute everybody. Hopefully that will prevent any more. If he wants to come in now, he can come in without shooting his mouth.
Craving more head.
Oh.
Yeah, craving more head here. Are you trying to run a meeting here, Graham? That's all you can do is kick me out because you can't answer my questions. You're a coward.
Right. Let's get back to the chat. Where are we? We've got okay, we've got Craven has put his information in writing. You can read it, and
liar,
if you
liar.
agree that you're being scammed, okay.
Well, you are being
you
scammed. You've just got a whole history of it. You've done it all your life, Graham. You haven't even had a real job.
Just disruptive, unfortunately. Has anybody been able to log in today? Yeah, people have, but we stopped it because it will disrupt it while we're trying to put everything back where it should be.
Norman, why are you associating with this?
I've answered the questions that I can that are here, and we will be working on it tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow, same time. Hopefully, we'll be able to give you more information without so many interruptions from people who just won't allow us to spend time in constructive ways. So that's it for today. There's no way that anything that is there is going to hinder anybody. You will have everything back that you had before. The New York Times calls him the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger. Danny DeHeck. Okay, well, he's an idiot. I'm sorry, but he is. We're better off without him, and we don't want him in here. If he wants to benefit from what we have in the future, that's fine. We'll welcome anybody with open arms. But as it stands at the moment, that is all I've got for you. And I don't want to take up your time doing things that you should be flattered he's logged on to you. He's just been a nuisance in our meeting, that's all, Sally. But he's wrong, and we will prove that he is wrong in time, and we'll be back up and operating within the next few days, possibly by tomorrow. I don't know. Okay, but we'll get it all working as quickly as we can. But in the meantime, am I correct that everyone has lost their money in the system that you claim was fantastic has fallen over? What system that I claim that's fantastic that's fallen over? Nobody has lost anything from We Share Abundance. It will be all back up and running as it was before in the very near
Mr.
future.
Graham. Toby from Nigeria. So I just want to pop in a little question.
Okay,
I'm not.
Toby.
I'm not to offend anyone that is hearing this live call. I've been with We Share Abundance at least for 4.5 years now. I know that, and there are some programs I've done so far that I've joined so far that We Share Abundance is doing well. But what I just want to bring out is about this login detail stuff. We are not able to log in, maybe precisely today, or that remain like a day for us to log in. Will our with our login time not count, or will it be affected if we are not able to log in? As you said now, you said that in the next 1, 2, or 3 days before we can log into to our account, and it will affect our login time. Will it affect it? That's the question I want to ask. That during the month end that you guys want to do the calculation, will it not affect our message not being checked, and co. These are the questions I want to ask. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I only caught one question there, Toby, so I'm sorry but let me answer the one first of all. Nobody can log in because we're still rebuilding things. Now, as regarding your pools, you don't lose time if you don't log in. You don't lose a day. So if you've got a pool that has 30 days on it and you don't log in, it still has 30 days on it until you've logged in 30 days. Now, it doesn't have to be, if you log in on the 1st and the 3rd and the 5th, because it's 5 days, you don't lose 5 days. You've only lost 3 days. You would still have 27 days of your login for your pool rewards to remain. We can't do anything about the fact that we've not been able to allow you to log in. So you will not get a login reward for these days. Because we don't know who would have logged in and who wouldn't. So we can't just give a login reward, but your pools will not be diminished. You'll still have whatever you had on your pools. Regarding active status, we will be looking at some way that we can make sure that anybody that had the opportunity to be active will be active. So if it's the fact that maybe you were inactive, but you'd only logged in 14 days or something this month, and you only had a couple of days to log in before you would be active again, we're going to make sure that anybody in that sort of situation will be active. So that is all I can tell you on the login situation. I don't know. I don't know what else you. What your other question was, but I hopefully have answered one of them. I don't know what other question you may have. If you've got another question, by all means, shout it up again and I'll do my best to answer it for you. We've got a couple of things in the chat while we're looking at that. Now the seed will be separated from the weed from Bozina. Okay. Please carry on, Mr. Graham. It's okay now. From Ramachandra. Thank you, Ramachandra. If anyone feels they're not benefiting or will benefit anything from Weezer, let them leave. Yeah, that's not really the point, though, Orin. We don't want people to leave because they will benefit. Okay, we've got people in here that have not drawn anything in 5 years' time. And I understand that, and I understand that they'll be a little bit upset about it. In fact, a lot upset about it. But we can only do what we can do. And the more we can proceed and continue, the better off we'll be. And
this is just a load of rubbish. You do this full time, Graham. And the fact that you've been promoting Megan Lynch and Regan Lynch's opportunity.
And we've got Danny DeHeck back in again, so he can go out again. He's obviously picked me up from the Vibe site because I've referred a lot of people there, and he's been attacking Vibe, and there's nothing wrong with Vibe either. So
Why don't you answer the questions instead of running like a baby and hiding?
So that is it. We've got Werner. We Share Abundance is the best program out there. Stop being negative about it. Thanks. Thank you, Werner. I'm
broadcasting this
We'll do what we can.
I'm broadcasting this live on the internet. I've taken everyone's names and I'm going to report you.
You can report who you want, Danny. God bless you all. I'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully Danny won't be. God bless.